And as always, put you in here. Ooh. Hi Linda, hi Lynn. One second, this needs to be right here. And this goes right here. And then I wanted to see you guys on my iPad, but it tells me there's no internet. What? Hi everyone, how's it going? I am tired and I have not painted. I was gonna say slept in a long time, but that's the actual opposite happening. All right, where can I find the video that you guys are watching right now so I can see whatever you are? There we go, view channel. Sorry, there we are live, turning it down. Hi Trivino. Hi Janneke. Hi Susan. Hi Bill. How is everybody? So yeah, haven't painted. Just opened up my paint from 2 weeks ago. It was not the last live that I painted last. No. But this is the one that we did a few weeks ago. I think 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. And speaking of, I'll be live today, but I won't be next week. So busy lately. Okay, check out the gilded. There's a whole corner with that gold. Isn't that incredible? I told you it's awesome. And it really is. I love it. It's my favorite gold. And then here, some sparkles. I think that was, I don't remember. I think it was, oh yeah, it's the interference. It's aquamarine. Because underneath there is a blue. Yep, doodle. Like it. Yeah. What else? Loving my new pouring medium, which is not the Dynasty anymore, also not the Valspar anymore. I'm working on an official mixing video. I wanted to do that today, but then I thought it's probably better if I did it in the video that's edited and not like with you chatting. Let's see. Hi Judy. Hi Jerry. Hi Jacqueline. Hello Bodil. So Deer Lake was a complete success. It was so much fun. Everybody who was there. The next one is planned for September 2026. And it's almost full already. So we might, since it's more than a year out, we might be able to add more spots to it. So make sure, well, I'll keep you posted. So if you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, I will definitely post about that once it's open to public. Can't wait to do this again. Let's see. Hello, Fluid Dubai. That's some ways away. I have 9 by 12 spritzed in the back. That's why it's so sounding so good. What else? Hi, friend. Oh, I'm not on. There we go. I have to put my chat filter on. You should too. Go on live messages. Or if you're on an iPad, you have to go live messages. Live messages? Is that what it says? All messages. Don't forget that. And then if you clicked on that, you can also listen to me what I'm saying. Click the thumbs up and share and subscribe. all that stuff. I did it! I said it! Okay, let's paint. I looked at all my colors. So they are 2 weeks old. Some of them needed a spritz of water. And then we have Prussian blue. I have a mix of whatever was left over, and I think this needs some water too. It's very gooey. So I have not really practiced how long the paints... Hi, Terrier. Sorry, gotta open the door a little bit more so the tiny dog can come in. Wanna come in? That's a yes. Okay, sorry. Where was I? Oh, this needs... I think this is the aquamarine. And it needs a spritz of water. Yes, I'm using water these days. This is abalone, and something must have dripped in there because it's not quite the abalone, it's something else too. I'm assuming it's a bit of teal that was messing that one up. And then speaking of teal, there is the teal. Hi, Julie. Oh, Bill, wonky cells. Okay. So, yeah, humidity is high. That's usually when it happens. And I thought that using just the Valspar without varnish would help you guys. And it does. It helped me. I did not have any wonky cells. This recipe, it's the Infinity and the Valspar polycrylic. So this is what I'm using these days. This only comes in the semi-gloss, and this comes in gloss. That's what I'm using, and it works. I have my paints really thick. Thicker than usual, and it's fine with swiping. You want it a little bit thinner when you're blowing, because your force is not as forcey, strong to move the paints. So I found that because in Deer Lake it was fairly hot, and I was worried. It was super dry though, so there's always differences in that. And I found the thicker the paints are, the more stable the cells are, and the more they stay that way. So try to thicken up things a tad, Bill, and try it that way. You might have a chance to get it. I don't know. It's a curse. Doing this type of painting is sometimes a pain in the butt. Okay. Hi, Abby. I'm glad you're here. Good. Okay. I'm still a little tired. Can you tell? Let us paint. I'm gonna flip the camera around. It's a 9x12, like I told you. Excuse me. I have some green tea prepared to get me out of the hole, and some apfelschorle. Because hydration. Yeah, Lynn, I was longer there, wasn't I? And also my way back was horrible. It took me like... I don't want to complain. But basically I had a super weird connection that would get me all the way south of the country just to hop onto a plane to get me way back up north in the country. And then one flight was canceled. And I was chatting with in Alaska, the customer service on my first leg, like inside the plane. I'm trying to figure out how to get home anyways. And they were pretty cool and told me, well, you have to hurry. It was really funny. The person on the chat like cheered me on, like, you got it, only 5 more minutes and the gate is that far away. And then I got to the gate that she rebooked me on, and they wouldn't let me on. They said, no, whatever you're doing there, it's probably a fraud. They didn't say I'm a liar into my face, but they basically said I'm lying and trying to get on that airplane. But I complained and got a meal voucher for $12. Score. Okay, I guess I complained. Yeah, and then I needed to stay in Seattle for 24 hours to get on a plane home. But at least they paid for the hotel. Okay, now paint. Flipping you over. Oh no, now I'm flipping you over. That is just my ceiling. There we go. Let's see how that works and if it works. You're in there. You're zoomed in. Do I have pillow paint? Oh, I didn't even check. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oop. I always do that. There's crap on those lids, and then I start pouring, and then the crap lands on my canvas. I never learn these things. Okay. Okay, I'm going to use little amounts of pillow paint, she said, and added way more pillow paint. Close the door, sorry. People on the phone outside. Let's start with getting a spreader out. Let's do some, I don't know, let's do something fun. Like I said, haven't been painting for a long time. So, see how thick my paints are, and it's totally fine. So yeah, I said, well, I started talking about Deal Lake being so hot and my paints. So I did some experiment before the students came, and I thickened up my paints, number one. Number two, I left more paint on the canvas than I should, just to see where we at and how much because the more paint you leave on, the more likely it is that everything dries weirdly, or it cracks, or it moves, you know, that kind of thing. So I wanted to see how thick I can stay. Not me, but the paints. Just a spritz to revitalize them. I would also consider using GAG 100 if it's not getting better. Like I said, these are old paints. Where's my GAG? And you know that too much water can break up the binder, so I rather use something that is a binder and can thin out my paints. I guess that's not going so good. There we go. There was too much, not too much, but more than I intended. Gonna add a bunch. There we go, that flows better. So let's see how that works. It might just not. Plus I put so much air bubbles in there. That can be really cool, but also not, depending on what you want. Did I finish my thought, you guys? There we go. That's better. So yeah, so the binder in the GAG 100 helps keeping the paint stable. I also have some cottontail in here. See how it's really hard to tell how flowy the paints are when there's just a little bit of paint. So that's a bit of experience and also a little bit of trial and error. There we go. That seems better. Yeah, like I said, I'm working on a mixing video. I never did a proper one with the Valspar. I might just do one that gives you all the options. Might help people, might also confuse people, I'm not quite sure. And now I am pouring my tea. Actually infusing my tea. Is that paint on my teacup? Darn it. Ooh, okay, you gotta see how green this is. That's gonna make my brain work for sure. Sorry for the dirty teacup, but that happens. I like patina. Patina. Hi, Nani. What are you talking about, Lynn? Yeah, it was awful for Lulu, but she's a badass, and she's like, "Hey, you don't have anything on me, so please let me go." And they did. And I'm on my way to LA area in the next days to apply for citizenship, you guys. So I'm peeing my pants just thinking about it. I really have a tough time with tests, and this is the Prussian blue. Tough time with tests and authority. It's scary, you know. Okay, let me go perpendicular to all this. Oh, look at all the bubbles. It's gonna be fine. The bubbles are gonna be fine, and I will be fine. I still trust in the people in this country. Okay. And you guys, it's always been hard to go through. Like, I've been going in and out of the country for the last 13, 14, 15. Oh, 15 years, yes. And it's never been easy. They always question you, which is, they should. And there was never really an unfair situation. So that hasn't changed. It's been like that. Here we go. This is the aquamarine again. And I'm not really thinking, can you tell? I'm just putting stuff on there. There we go. I think I'm going this way. There's going to be lots of scooping and dragging, and we won't see anything of this. I wish I was as neat as you, Susan. Oh, I scraped it back in the wrong container. Oh well, doesn't matter. That's probably how I got this color here. Oh, hi, Rose. Judy, you're so kind. Stop it. Oh, that's right, Lynn. She did, didn't she? So weird. I like that tea, Linda, was green tea, and it's the first flush, and it's Japanese green tea. I could nerd right now if you want me to. But it's basically the first flush of actually last year. The harvest this year is just in process. And it's a deep steamed green tea, so the Japanese do it differently than the Chinese and other countries that have green tea. They steam it right away, and then they dry it right away, so it will stay green. If you ever had a long, like a Chinese green tea, they're usually more yellow or brown, while the deep steamed Japanese ones are extremely green, and they taste extremely green, and I love that. And this was a this was an exceptional. Am I gonna use this? I'm not. Yeah, this is the cottontail. It might throw everything off, but let's see. I'm gonna use it. Look at all those stripes. Green tea. Oh, it was a very strong one. Nobody in Japan would drink it like that. They would probably think it's a waste of money because, oh man, if I spend money on something, yes, it's paint, but I spent more on green tea. Okay. 42 years. Happy anniversary, Rose and Cupcake. That's so cool. What you got? You got to do something fun? Are you doing a trip? Okay, here's white cell activator. It's as old as those ones here. And I have boom gel in black. Do I have another boom gel that is maybe a little bit more interesting? Red, brown, and more black. I used to have a white one. Did I though? Maybe I never did. Oh, maybe I never did. That dream did. Okay, let's keep working here. Getting a palette knife out. It's my chubby. I don't know which number it is. It's either 32 or 21. Might be 20. White cell activator, and you don't need much. Just cover your canvas. Palette knife. And then I add the boom gel, which is just an acrylic paint. It has nothing to do with the cell activator or anything else. And then I just let it, because the boom gel is so thick, I spread it out a little bit to make at least a layer thinner. And that will give me a better outcome, or better, an outcome that I would like better. Let's put it that way. Okay, where do I start here? Oop. So I stopped right there because I didn't. So for one, the littler you disturb your paints, the more you're able to scoop and drag. So the more you scoop and drag, the thinner your layer of paint gets, and that makes everything be fainter, less saturated, and less detailed. So by just doing a short swipe, you see how intense everything still is. Once you scoop this up, it will stretch out. Like so. Ew, look at the palette knife. Let's see if I can get rid of some of this here. Let's put some here. And then once I touch the surface of my paint, the paint on the palette knife clings to the other paint, and then it's easier to take it off your palette knife that way. What's really fun too is getting some of these and just putting those lines somewhere else. You don't need cells everywhere. I actually like it when there's some solid and some stripes. There. I just like to play. That's why I started this method of playing. Okay, let's load up the palette knife again. Oh, Abby. Oh, Frido. He just commented on one of my posts, so he should be still alive. 60th anniversary, Linda. Wow. So you got married when you were 2? Okay. I'm adding the white here. Again, a little bit of Boom Jet. I'm gonna do it Susan style. Well, this is a mix of Susan and me. Oh, sirens. What's going on there? Did you hear him? Where now? This looks kind of lame-ish. There we go. This was a little bit longer swipe, but also a good one. I love double stretching the cell activator. I usually go for the places where the cell activator is really solid and wears a lot, because you can get these really cool baby cells that are super round. I like them a lot. I usually get them with the transfers, but this is nothing else than a transfer. Oop, clean that palette knife. And then let's get, so see how the paint here gets more muddy and less defined. That's what I was trying to say with once you leave your paints, don't overwork your paints. That's probably what I should say. Ooh, that was a good one. So try to not overstretch them to keep the paints saturated. I'm afraid I'm not gonna like this. Keep working. And also never judge before the spin, am I right? Yeah, lies, Linda, lies. Well, let's see, Rose. I'm still not convinced. It's gonna be a good one. A little bit of cell activator. A little bit of Zaggy Boom Gel. And I think I want to close up this part here. Where am I going to go? I might take this paint here down. And have less pressure on the front tip, just on the butt. Palette knife butt in this case. And then how about I just do, I do like this, and I like that too. Will I still like this when it's, let's do this, when it's spun out? Oh, we will see. All right. Yeah. Let's get this here stretched out. And then I will stretch this here over this part. Important is that you don't go too deep. Because otherwise you will pick up too much of the pillow paint, which can look cool. Again, there is no wrong or right, it's just a personal preference, and my personal preference is to not pick up the white. I'll push this back. Oh, nice stretch. And then I'm just gonna go and put this somewhere else. Where should I put it? On top of this. Ooh, yeah, no. See, this is a lot of white. That's what I picked up, and also overstretched everything, so the white comes out better. Just let this overlap just a little bit, because I want to keep these little popped air bubbles here. This looks like, looks very chaotic. Birgit, what color are you missing? Magenta. Yeah, it's a little too late for that, isn't it? I have it right here, my fluorescent magenta. I thought I'd keep it all in blue today. You guys. I'm not going to say that out loud. Here's my spreader, and I will just shape my pillow paint. I do that for my little brain, because, and I do it for the paint to make it easier to reach all the corners that it needs to reach. Popping the air bubbles before I spin. I'm not always doing that, but it does look nicer when they pop and then they expand. Looks better than if the bubbles stop parts of the paint and then you get like weird movements in it. So I just tap the bottom of my canvas. Hi, Ox. Okay. Do you see the sparkles or the shift already? I can tell a little bit. Okay, let's give it a baby spin. That's how I start always when I don't know what to do. Ooh, all right. And then once I did that, I negotiate. What do I want to keep? What do I not care about? Oh my gosh, look at those. Those are just my jam. Should try to make a painting with just air bubble cells. Air cells, whatever you want to call them. Ooh, it's crazy and it's good. Okay, let's think. If I keep spinning, I will lose all the outer parts. This and this and this and this. Yeah, which means I will lose my favorite part here. I like the stripes there. I do like this here. Well, I'm gonna lose this guy. Oh, I'm gonna lose all my favorite parts. Yeah, so how are we gonna fix this? Let's see. Wow, that is quite chaotic. Okay, let's think. What should I do, you guys? Nani, you can tap however you want. I usually do fingertips. Okay, Lynn, what does he want to know about the socks? Lynn got me. I'm not sure. That's probably something I have to say on OnlyFans, Lynn. Notions and portions. Yeah, you're right. I will. But yes, I love him. So did you know that I switched one out with Billy? So the one that you got for Billy, I got one of hers and she got one of mine. Because she said, yours fit me better. Okay, we're just gonna see what happens. If I lose all those lines that I like so much, see, those are gone. Those are almost gone. This guy is gone. But we still have some lines in here, so I'm okay with that. Now I'm not super crazy about this part, so let's just get rid of that one too. I don't think that's aquamarine. That looks more like velvet, which is interference blue. Talking about this color here. Okay, I like this. This part makes everything a bit calmer. So let's try to get that spread out a bit more. Yeah. The only thing that irritates me now is this wiggly line here. Not sure what I'm doing. Oh, I will not be able to get rid of it. Or am I? No. I'm using it and painting with it a bit. No, I'm going to give this another spin and then call it good, you guys. All right. And I was able to keep this guy. Let me push him back. Still a lot moving. But like I said, with this recipe, I'm a bit more confident that you can leave more paint on, depending on how your situation is at home. Ooh, I love this interference color. Can you tell? Can you see that? Ooh, I like it. Yeah, still not sure about this guy, but I think I'm gonna spend one more time to get rid of this blue thing there. And there's still a lot of paint on there, so we can we're gonna be better off spinning some more off. Okay, even though that means I lost this part, I'm okay with it. Oh, Lynn, that's way to describe those socks. Let me get you close, you guys. Oops. Okay, my phone says we're locked. I hope you can still see. It doesn't want to. I hope you guys don't see that. It's my screen is locked, saying it's the wrong orientation. There we go. Okay, let me flip you back over. There we go. Oh, look at that. So this is, so I really like the transparency of when you scoop over a different part, so you can see what was underneath the scoop and drag, and I think it's really cool. This is where the boom gel takes over the white cell activator. It just is like on the outer parts of it, like you can faintly see it here. It surrounds the cells, and there was a lot of boom gel, so it almost sucks up all the cell activator. Let's see if I can get some of the sparkle. I like this a lot. Hi Deb. Boom gel is just a brand of acrylic paint. Hey Porkster. Congratulations. Okay, I think I'm okay with it. I like it. What do you think? You guys, any questions? Oh yeah, the grayish blue. I love this color. Grayish blue, and what's also nice is, where is that one? It's sky blue or king's blue. Oh yeah, Königsblau. This one is really cool too. Okay, I'm still here, speechless. I would love to come to Dubai. When's, I don't know. I need somebody to invite me and send me a few $1,000 and I'll be on my way. Funny. Oh, hi, Betty. Haven't seen you in a while. When did I do the landscape? Oh, this one? I did it a few weeks ago. Want to see it close? But there's no video yet. I recorded it though. I think I showed it to you in the last live. Yeah, it's kind of cool, huh? I'm not sure what to do with this part. I'm not sure if I like it or not. And I also don't know which direction I want doing. What huge mall? Oh, in Dubai? Shamsa, yeah. Oh, now I have the connection. Hi, Bernie. Yeah, that might be okay. I will show you the video once I find it and edited it. It's hard to be me. All right, you guys. If you don't have any questions, remember I won't be here next Monday, but the Monday after, I'll keep you posted. Thanks for coming, everybody. Bye-bye.